As with Greg T in the morning, 1-800-245-1035. We are about to dive into it. Yesterday's hot topic was on Fuego. Is that how I say it?
Sure.
In Fuego?
Yeah,
in Fuego.
Mm-hmm.
On Fuego. In Fuego. So today, we're hoping to duplicate what we did yesterday.
Hot topic.
So today, we're talking about
Hot topic.
a show that's on Netflix right now
Hot topic.
that everybody seems to be watching, and it's called Cheer.
Well, now you have become obsessed with this show. Let me set this up.
Yes.
So we told you earlier this year that Jada,
Yeah, my daughter.
Greg T's daughter, who's 12, she just made the cheer squad in
Yep.
middle school.
Yeah.
And I was so excited because I used to be a cheerleader. But I said to Greg T, I said, oh, this is just the beginning. When I was in high school,
Yeah.
I was on a competitive cheer squad, which means you cheered for basketball and for football, but then you also were working all year long to do a routine
Gotcha.
at nationals. If you qualified for nationals, you got to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And it's like a really big deal.
And that's sort of like what Netflix's Cheer is about. It's like this competitive cheer team. They're in college, but they're working on going to Daytona for the big national convention.
And this is huge.
Yeah.
If you are a cheer parent, please open Greg T's eyes because he has no idea what he's getting into. Now, Producer Colleen and I said to him, you've got to watch Cheer on Netflix.
Yeah.
He is 3 episodes
in.
and he is obsessed with this.
So I've got so many questions. Like, now I'm used to my daughters both dancing, and dancing was so expensive. All these competitions and these outfits and whatnot. But Cheer, here's what I got from Cheer. Let me tell you something. It is brutal. I mean, the flyers that get like thrown across whatever, from like pyramid to pyramid,
right?
Or the ones that be on top. Yeah. I mean, they got to watch their weight in things. Then there's the guys at the bottom that have to hold all this weight on their shoulders. They've got to go to the gym and like be, big and bulky. You've got to be able to dance, do flips, tumble.
Well, it's a combination of gymnastics, dance, and athleticism.
You can get concussions.
Oh, for sure. And some of the girls had to sit out. If you haven't been watching it, it's called Cheer on Netflix. And it's a really interesting show. But I was telling Greg T, it changes your perspective because a lot of people say, oh, cheerleading isn't a sport. My kids do this or that. Greg T has now, he is singing a different tune.
Absolutely. I will tell you that for sure. Hands down, I see cheerleading completely different. It is such a sport. It's unbelievable. But I want to know now, is it expensive? Hey, where's your captain of your cheerleading squad? Where are they today? If you're a captain, call in. Have you moved on to bigger and better things? Where are the captains?
Greg T called me out. He goes, oh, you were a cheerleader? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, were you a captain? I said, actually, no. He goes, did you want to be? I said, well, yeah.
So is that what you aspire to be? You want to be the captain?
Well, in high school or, whatever.
And when traveling to Orlando or Florida, who pays for this? Because my daughter had to go outside and like stand out in front of a Walmart with a can and like ask jing-a-ling-a-ling, can you give me a quarter? We're trying to raise money for new uniforms, but that doesn't you don't make a lot.
Yeah.
What happens is Greg ends up paying for it.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the parents, they assume the responsibility. Give us a call, 800-245-1035, or you can always text us, 69935, if you are a cheer parent. Now, I was telling Greg T, when I was on the cheerleading squad, we had to make subs. We would go around and sell subs.
Really?
Yeah, and we would, one night, you would go into the cafeteria, you would make all of these subs, we would sell candy, basically anything that you could sell.
Yeah, but selling candy is not going to get you to Orlando.
You know what? In the end, I think the parents do have to spend a lot of the money.
It's a big expense.
It's a giant commitment. But you know what? The good thing that I think about this is overall, Greg T came in with the attitude like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a sport. It's like, dance is so much more important to you at the time.
Yeah, Netflix Cheer has changed the way I look at it 100%. I can't believe it. And if you haven't seen this Netflix thing, you got to see it. Do yourself a service because it's really that good that it doesn't matter whether you're into cheer or not. It's so exciting.
They did a great job with the stories.
They did
I think they did a great job with telling like the stories of the girls and behind the scenes. Let's go to line 1. Kelly is calling from Yonkers, and she wants to chime in. Good morning, Kelly.
Yo, Kel.
Good morning.
Hi. So Greg T, we're opening his eyes about cheerleading.
Absolutely.
What do you have to say?
I have been a cheer mom for 3 years now. My daughter cheers in high school competitively.
Yes.
And when you are in cheer season, you are in cheer season.
Really?
I am an Uber driver every single day.
So where do you go on the weekends? Are you into competitions on the weekends?
We have competitions for the next 7 weekends.
And Kelly, can you tell him, the time commitment, and also, like, does your daughter, does she tumble? Does she take gymnastics as well?
My daughter tumbles every Saturday, followed by practice for 2 hours.
So on the average, Kelly, is there, like, how much money does your family spend on cheer on the average?
If you're okay with sharing that with us.
Yeah, that's right. If you're okay with sharing.
I'm going to say at this point, we're probably into it for about $800
a month.
No, this year.
Oh, for the whole year.
Far.
So you
so far, but it's only January.
We're only 3 weeks. We're only 3 weeks into January.
Oh my gosh! Now you know what? Greg T was asking a question, Kelly, really quickly before we let you go. He was saying, what does it mean in the end? Like, what is the goal? So, does your daughter want to cheer in college?
Good question.
She's up in the air about it.
No pun intended.
She would like to. She's not a flyer. She is a flyer. She's a base. And she's a back spot. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
she has all three. She's tossing it around. She doesn't know that she wants to cheer competitively if she cheers.
Wow. You know what? Thank you so much
She's thinking more game day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. Let's go to line 2. Ashley's calling from Comac. Good morning, Ashley.
What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning. So go ahead and give us your opinion. Greg T's talking about cheerleading, and he has no idea what he's getting into with his daughter, Jada.
It is a cult. Once you're in, there is no turning back.
Really?
My daughter did competitive cheer for 10 years, all-star cheerleading. You are away for 70% of the cheer competition months. It is very expensive competitive cheer.
But where are you staying? Are you staying in hotels? I mean, and who's paying that bill?
Hotel. We do.
Yeah.
So you pay your monthly fees for the tumbling, the choreography, plus her travel and your travel.
What? No, but listen, I don't have extra expense money for this. That's the thing. And like go ahead.
It adds up. We're at about $8,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Come on now.
My travel.
That's like mortgages. You're talking mortgage money here. I don't understand.
It is.
Greg T's taking it back. He's like, I don't know if I want her to cheer anymore.
Because dance. Dance was getting up there as well.
It's really great though.
So
it's really great because it teaches them teamwork, camaraderie. It teaches them how to work together, and sometimes you win and sometimes you don't.
Ashley, you know what?
Work harder.
I do. I think a lot of my work ethic came from cheerleading when I was younger because I had to manage school and also going to practices, also getting your extra time in to tumble and do all of those things. And also, I think it really does. It teaches you self-discipline and it tells you, for me, it really taught me that I wanted to be a winner. I always wanted to win. It really sparked that competitive streak.
Really?
So, for sure. So, Ashley,
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Joanne is calling from Staten Island on line 5. Let's talk to Joanne and see what she has to say. Good morning.
Yo, Joe.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great. It's our hot topic. Greg T wants to hear more about cheerleading because his daughter just started, and he's obsessed with the new show Cheer on Netflix.
But the other thing, I just have to tell you, Joanne, before you start, my daughter is only doing school cheering right now. She's not doing competitive, although she's been thinking about it. She did do competitive dance, but that was slightly different from what I'm seeing on Netflix.
Yeah. So, Joanne, tell us about your experience.
My daughter started out as competitive cheer. She did that for quite a few years, and last year and this year she is on the high school team. Last year we went to nationals. We came in St. Joseph Hill Academy on Staten Island. We came in 6th out of 54.
Wow.
And this year we're going back again in a couple of weeks. We go back again.
Yay!
Now, where do you get the extra money? How do you get the money to go to these trips?
Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, my God.
We pay for it all. We know ahead of time. The school and the group is wonderful. They let you know ahead of time what's going to happen, how much it's going to cost, and you pay for it. I also have a child who did travel baseball. You know what? It's no different than that. Those parents pay for that as well as travel, and going on competitions for cheerleading.
But which is more expensive? Which is more expensive, the cheerleading or the travel baseball?
I guess they're about the same.
Yeah.
It's just different. It is the same. You're going, when you commit, you're committed to it fully, and you know that ahead of time. It teaches them commitment. It teaches them responsibility. It team camaraderie. It teaches them
It is,
like
but you know what? It is a commitment,
memories.
Joanne. It is a commitment, and I do applaud the parents who are there to support their kids because you know what? You go through it with them.
Right.
Thank you so much for giving us a call. My sister is actually texting in right now because
is she watching Cheer on Netflix?
No, but my little niece is a gymnast, so she's starting gymnastics. And my sister said, shout out to the kids. They have a commitment and the discipline to do the competition. And you know what? That's the truth. You start out at a little age. That's what they were saying in Cheer in the Netflix documentary. These kids start out at 3-4 years old in gymnastics, and this is the dream. But there are so many more people texting in at 69935. They say, Kristen says, is cheerleading expensive? All competitive sports require travel, uniforms, gear. Cheerleading is no different. 908 is actually a cheer coach.
Really?
They said, yes, it's expensive, and if your daughter goes all-star, it's up to $10,000-$15,000 a year.
Shut up! $15,000 a year for cheerleading?
Vicky's on episode 4, and she absolutely loves it.
It's great.
No, and the phone lines are still ringing.
We are smack dab in the middle of our hot topic for today. And man, again, Carolina, you did it. We got our phone lines going nuts, and people are opinionated.
Hot topic.
We've been talking about it all morning.
Hot topic.
It's a Netflix show, and it's called Cheer.
Hot topic.
And it's got everybody watching it right now. We're glued to it. It's one of the most popular shows on Netflix.
Yeah, and you were like, what is this show that you and producer Colleen are talking about? And I said to you, I shared with you when your daughter Jada made the middle school cheer squad, which I was so excited for her.
You were excited.
Because I said to Greg T, I go, you know what? You are going to be exposed to a whole new world. And you were kind of like, just putting me off. You didn't really understand. And then when you saw Cheer, I said, this is where it could go. Now, she could end up, deciding to maybe focus on dance or, continuing with Cheer. But I said to you, this is like, it's almost like a sorority.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
When you do this. Yeah, because you know what? You spend so much time and it's such a commitment. And there are so many other things that go into competitive cheerleading. And I said, it's finally getting recognized as the real sport that it is. But at first you were like, no way.
Right.
This isn't like...
Well, I remember it. Like, I would go to the football games in East Brunswick, New Jersey, where I was raised and brought up. And I'd watch the football games. And my sister, Stacy, she was a cheerleader. Right. She was a cheerleader there. And I used to make fun of her with her pom-poms.
Yeah.
And she'd get that gigantic, what do you call that
megaphone?
thing? The megaphone. And go, rah, rah, awesome are we, awesome, awesome. And I thought that's really all it is. But this Netflix show, Cheer, has changed everything for me.
Well, then Greg T says, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
I want to know how much this is going to cost me.
It's
because
big bucks from what I'm hearing.
Dad,
oh, my God.
But people are texting in at 69935.
What are they saying?
516 says, hey, try being a travel hockey mom. It's all about that cash.
Yeah, I guess hockey's really expensive, too, because you're renting out the ice time.
But T,
and the equipment is expensive.
Though, honey, like, this is what I was trying to say to you. If they're doing tennis, I mean, though it takes a lot of money.
You got to buy a racket. I mean, how much is tennis? Sneakers?
It's the coach. It's buying the time on the court. If you're indoors, especially in New York. Let's see. 914 says, I'm on an adult cheer team in New York City called Cheer New York.
No way.
We're aged 21 to 50 plus, and we're a volunteer team that raises money for charities.
No way.
That is so cool.
So there is life after cheer, after college, I guess. Then there's an adult league. I've never knew about this.
732 says, both of my kids, 13 and 11, they dance competitively. They spend a minimum of 17 hours a week just training and rehearsing. Between tuition, rehearsals, solos, competition, travel, they spend about $25,000 a year. It's a financial burden, but nothing can replace watching them dance and seeing the discipline and work ethic they have.
So where does that extra money come from? That is difficult. I don't believe that families have all of this extra income. It's so expensive.
Well, no, that's why a lot of people say, my daughter does cheer, 914 says, and we do a lot of fundraising to offset a lot of that cost.
But how much fundraising? That's another thing where I don't believe it. I've had my kid out in front of Walmart sitting there canning, and they make what $100? I mean, that's not going to help
Every
you out
little bit
if you have to travel to Orlando.
973 texted into 69935 and said, I'm so glad I have a boy. I couldn't afford a bratty girl. You know what? Hey, wait, stop right there, because guys are cheerleaders too.
That is true. They need a lot of these guys that can really lift all these girls, put them on their shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing about the show on Netflix. Really do yourself a favor and check it out. It's called Cheer, but everybody counts on a team, and they need guys to do a lot of the heavy lifting to really lift all these pyramids and all these girls up and to throw them in the air.
Yeah.
The flyers are amazing when they're flying in the air.
Here's something to think about. We live in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
I've mentioned many times I did not grow up in this area.
Right.
I grew up in Ohio, but there are a lot of families that spend thousands, tens of thousands sometimes even, to send their kids to camp. for the summer.
Oh, my God. Have you been talking
about,
to Trish? Seriously, this is Trish's excuse.
No, but what I'm saying is that if you're spending that kind of money for your kid to go for the summer, this is something that they're going to do that is a tool for their life. Let's go to the phones. Let's take some phone calls.
I'm telling you right
that's
now.
Another conversation.
If Trish is listening right now she's yelling at the radio going, what did I just say?
Okay, let's go to the phones. All right, we've got Jody calling on line 1 from Middletown. Good morning, Jody.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, so go ahead and chime into our hot topic.
So I own a cheerleading gym in Middletown, New Jersey, and I have to tell you that we have over 100 athletes. We are a nonprofit 501c3. Not all cheer gyms cost, $10,000, $15,000. We're just as competitive as the all-star gyms. We have over 120 athletes, and we're all volunteer coaches. We raise our money through fundraising for the competitions and for our uniforms and for everything else. But we're in the gym 7 days a week. Some of our teams practice 3 hours a day. They beat on their bodies from the ages of, I think my youngest is 4 and my oldest is 17. But Navarro's cheer program is a program we've all modeled ourselves around, and we're super thankful for Netflix and the program because cheerleading is starting to get the recognition that it deserves. I've been a cheerleader for 25 years, and now I coach 120 of them and own a gym.
Well, Jody, it sounds like you're doing great work. And honestly, I love that cheerleading is getting the respect it deserves now, because back when I was doing it, oh gosh, I have to remember 95, 96, people were like, oh, it's a joke. No, really. And you know what?
Me too. It was all the pony, ride the pony and hop, skip, jump, clap, wave, and smile. It's not like that anymore. It's hard.
Can I ask you about this college, Navarro? So it's a 2-year college that that's being the number 1 cheerleading college in the country
for their division.
I'll tell you, Greg T. Navarro is a junior college, and Monica, who is the head coach there. Before Monica, there was no recognition for Navarro in cheerleading. After Monica, she has brought that program all the way to the top. And even though they are a smaller school and may not have the accolades that some of the bigger schools do, they've taken over the cheer world. I mean, there's a reason that Navarro is the program that's
She's a beast. Wow. Yeah, she is amazing.
Wow.
Well, Jody, thank you so much for giving us a call. We appreciate it. And keep it up. We can't wait to hear more from you. Thank you so much.
That was a lesson and a half right there.
I know. Let's go to line 4. Keisha's calling from Newark. Good morning.
Keisha.
Is this Keisha?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. So go ahead. Do you have a daughter that cheers?
Yes, I do. And so there's a big difference between recreational and competitive.
Yeah.
So competitive is the one where it really breaks your pocket. So just buckle down, get used to it. I mean, it's something you have to do.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I like? I like how all down and just do it. I haven't heard from one man that is like sitting there going, I don't want to pay for it anymore. I'm tired of it.
But you know what? Keisha brings up a really great point. When you love your children and something makes them happy, you will sacrifice for them. And you do everything that you can as a parent to help them flourish, right, Keisha?
Exactly. I mean, and then, you figure you guys do everything for football. You play for trainers and everything.
Totally.
You got to pay for Hey, you cut it out over there, little boy.
Yes, Keisha, tell him.
Yeah, background. But, he had trainers, so my daughter needs trainers too, right?
Absolutely, Keisha. You know what? I agree. I have 2 sons. I don't have any daughters. And you know what? My sons could get into cheerleading too. Regardless, whatever it is that they love and they're passionate about, I'm going to support them. Whether it's tennis, cheerleading, hockey, you have to do that as a parent. So thank you so much, Keisha.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Let's go to line 1. Stephanie is calling from Brooklyn. Good morning, Stephanie.
Yo, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Brooklyn. What's up?
Nothing much. So I have to totally disagree because did both. She was in cheerleading for 3 years, and it was the most expensive sport ever in history. I mean, and we're paying for literally a bra and panties, $500-$600 costumes.
Right.
No,
See,
they're
finally
expensive.
somebody sees it. That's what I'm saying.
And you know what else? It's funny. They always ask for the money. It's always due the month of Christmas. It's always due in December. They need an extra $300 or $400, and it's terrible.
It's a money grab. Yeah.
Yes, and my daughter does softball, and it's nowhere near the price. My daughter wants to say hi before she goes into school.
Oh,
hi. Fans of all kinds. I love it.
You know, the texts are insane right now. I mean,
all right, give me some text messages that are coming through.
732 says a cheer uniform averages $300, not including the bows and the sneakers.
Right.
516 says competitive gymnastics is just as bad. Year-round, 6-day-a-week practice at 3 hours a day. Time is also up there. And you know what? I do want to point out one thing. The children who are doing this, I do have to commend them because they are doing things that their friends are not doing. They're missing out on social activities.
Yeah, you give up
whether
a lot of
it's
that
like
time.
A dance or, you know, the book fairs or whatever it is that their friends get to do.
Right.
Because they are so wrapped up in these sports, which I think is a fabulous thing. You know, I have to just give a little shout out to the kids because they're the ones who are committed. And like this mother or father says, 646 says, all sports are expensive, but in today's day and age, it's so important to get your kids involved. They're wrapped up in social media, and this pushes them out. They make friends, and they get great experiences.
Oh, sure, they're going to sit home and just TikTok all day.
Well,
because if my kids aren't out doing that stuff, that's what they're doing. They're at home. They're just TikToking their lives away. Well, TikTok everywhere.
I know. 917 says cheerleading is for the privileged kids. I encourage you to watch this Netflix on Cheer. It really isn't. You'll see the sacrifices that they make.
That's a great point, Carolina. That's what I'm saying. Please go do yourself a favor. See this. They're not privileged, these kids.
Guys,
and they're not.
We can always continue the conversation on our Instagram at 1035KTU. Thank you so much for being a part of our Hot Topic today on KTU.
Topic.